Hello, happy Sunday. I may have turned that music down a little bit too much. Kind of got carried away with the down key there. How is everybody? Did you have a good weekend? Are you still having a good weekend? I hope so. We had kind of a rainy weekend. It's not cold, but it looks gloomy outside. It looks like fall outside, even though we're not anywhere near getting there for fall. It's that sense of impending change of season, right? Happy Sunday, Kay. So we just have that little bit of gloominess that um, speaks of the coming of fall and winter. And it's blasted all weekend. So it's not been good for the holiday people who have had plans for the holiday, but I don't mind it. I enjoy it. I haven't been really doing anything outside anyway, except going to get groceries yesterday. So, kind of a nice, cozy Sunday afternoon, although I'm just drinking water, not drinking any tea or anything. I am going to spin on the Ara. I want to show you. This is what I'm spinning, and I have this to finish on one bobbin and another ball for the second bobbin, and that's going to be the last of this, which was a big 8-ounce ball. It's cloudy and cold only compared to the 90s here. Yeah. That's not to say in 3 days we don't go up to, we probably won't ever go up to 90 anymore. But definitely maybe high into the 80s. It's very, very possible. We have Indian summer a lot. And I did get, like I said, I finished off a bobbin and applied it last stream, right? So here it is. Look at that chunky skein. This is not soft, all right? If you think of Lincoln or um, see how fuzzy it is. It's very um, not next to the skin. So I don't know exactly what I'm going to make with this, and of course I'm going to have a little bit more. When I bought it, I was just in love with the color. I love this light gray because you see gray browns a lot, and this is like a true gray, right? Which makes me think of Lincoln, although it's an unknown breed. I have no idea. It is from my fiber mill that every once in a while I have sent stuff to the fiber mill to be done, but mostly I just go and buy fiber from them, right? And most of the time it's an unknown breed. They probably chunk a lot of breeds together. They dye it, they mix it all up real good, and then they process roving. The roving tends to run about it's up to $40 now for an 8-ounce ball. It used to be quite a bit cheaper, like 25, but it has gone up. I only see them once a year, maybe twice, and I'm not going to see them anymore this year. I saw them once this spring. Bought this last year. Anyway, it's 9 wraps per inch. That shows you how it's pretty chunky. But I got can't read it. 186 yards. That's a 2 yard skein thing. So I'm happy with that. Not sure what I'm going to make with it. In fact, I have been saying that a lot this weekend. Um, what I did was, in a couple weeks ago, worked upstairs and got my hand spun sorted out in a way that I thought made a little sense, right? But I had a lot of yarn down here. I had two big cardboard boxes of yarn that mostly I had spun during this year, some at the end of last year. And I took the time to double check if it was in Ravelry or not. So my Ravelry hand spun yarn thing has gone, it really expanded. I got a lot more in there. Now I'm going to take it upstairs and probably, maybe tomorrow, especially since it's going to be raining. Um, I need a better system to figure out how to use or to have these yarns in my mind for the next project, if that makes sense. I've tried all sorts of stuff. you know, I've tried keeping yarn down here, and it's in the way. I have tried finding projects and putting yarn with it, and then I never get to the projects, and eventually I was like, well, I don't like that. I don't think I want to make that. And I changed my mind and I put the yarn back. And so and my other problem is what I knit the most of is socks. And I don't spin sock yarn. I try, but my yarn is just too dense for socks. It's not, it could be the right thickness, thinness. Let me say it the other way around. It could be the right reps per inch, but it's dense. And that is just, it all has to do with the fact that the fiber runs into the drafting zone and gets into the yarn. Even though I can force it into a thinner reps per inch, that fiber is still in there. And so my yarns all feel too dense when I knit them up for socks that go in my shoes. They're good for house socks, they're good for slippers, they're good for, you know, and there's many, many things that my yarn is good for. But the one thing it's not is socks. I just almost want a pair of socks out of commercial yarn almost every time. So, needless to say, what I knit the most of is socks. And what I have the least of is handspun sock yarn. So I have to swap to something that can eat up the yarn and, you know, put this yarn to use. I have made the rug. I love the rug I made. I may make another rug. In fact, I'm thinking about making one for the kitchen next. And I have a lot of bulky, so that's a good project. So, it's just going to take a little bit of thinking. Now, the way I have my yarn sorted out upstairs is 3 tubs, and unfortunately 2 of the tubs are full, so I'm going to have to get another tub, maybe that can just be pending or, pending sorting or something for what I have now. But they're based on weight. So I have a box of super bulky. I have a box of specialty alpacas, basically, but specialty yarns, alpacas and silks. And then I have a tub of wools that is fine to medium weight, and a tub that is medium to DK. Okay. I have so much hand spun yarn. I have been doing this right for years and not really doing anything with the yarn. So I'm trying to figure out how maybe I can reduce that a little bit. And I think it's going to be a little hard between now and the end of the year, but it should be my focus next year. I tried that for a year. I tried finding projects that I could finish in a month, right, with hand spun. I tried that. Gosh, I have tried so many things. And a lot probably could be helped if I just quit spinning on the stream and only knit. I would get more done. But I don't want to do that. I like my spinning too much. It's very relaxing. It fits well with the streaming. I don't have to talk. People enjoy watching it. It's meditative for them. So I am not really probably going to ever stop spinning on the stream. Speaking of that, I'm spinning on the Aura. And you know what? The Aura is working so well that I have to consciously go slower treadling. I mean, it's treadling so easily. It's easy for me to get going too fast. And I took my shoes off because I noticed that I was stepping harder because I had my shoes on, and so I took my shoes off, and that did slow me down a little bit. But it is just, oh my gosh, it is spinning so wonderful. So I'm basically spinning this semi woolen because I am pulling out of the drafting zone that the twist runs up to, but I'm also smoothing out the yarn really good. And I'm pulling it really thin. I'm not trying to make a bulky yarn. And I still probably will get very close to what that other measured, which is the 9 wraps per inch, because this seems to have a lot of fuzz to it, and it just acts big. Anybody ever said that? Their yarn acts big, like it's bigger than it really is. All right, I may write that one down. Yes, I am so glad to have the Aura back because, and again, I have it over there and didn't bring it, but if you look behind me back there, I've changed that a little bit, but that's my September goal. Um, I took the white out of there. I may still do it, but the white had 9 bats. Hi, Positively Crafty. Welcome. It had 9 bats, and it. What I want to do with that is spin the yarn white and dye it red and green for Christmas. So I will get to it soon, but I took it out of that. That is my September goal now. Refined it a little bit. I took another um, thin braid out that really wasn't 8 ounces. I was working for 8 ounce groupings, right? And I got it worked out. I am doing good. I am doing really good. I hope you are too. Glad you could join me today. That was the other thing I did by putting those yarns away. I was setting up my grouping for what I wanted to spin next. And like I said, I made sure it was all in Ravelry so I don't have to worry about doing that. I know a lot of people don't like to use Ravelry, but I love their inventory system. You can put your fiber in there, you can put your yarn, your hand spun, your commercial yarn. To me, it's the best organized I have ever been. It's not 100% because, like I said, going through all those yarns, um, an awful lot of them. What happens is I do them during Tour de Fleece and I don't put them in Ravelry. You're cutting out quilt pieces. Oh, that is nice. That sounds like a lovely afternoon project or whatever your time zone is. I do not know what they washed this fiber in. It is the strongest. It's not unpleasant. It's a very good fragrance, but it is the strongest fragrance I have ever encountered on a fiber. And I'm not sure why. Um, it could be that there is mohair, a lot of mohair in here. And mohair, if it comes from a male goat, can have a pretty bad aroma. And it could be they use some kind of odor removal product. It would have been done at Woolly Knob. But it almost makes me sneeze. It makes me want to sneeze. I don't, but it tickles my nose. Um, I have, like I said, even on their products, I have never run into it before. So I suspect it might be because there was either a ram's fleece or um, mohair, which comes from a goat, a male adult mohair. One nice thing about spinning this way, where you pull it out, there's a long drafting zone. If there's vegetable matter in here, it will usually just fall right out this way. I just had something drop off into my onto my leg there and made me think of that. This is very clean, but yeah, every once in a while there's something, there's something there. Ooh, I gotta check. I got some bids in on stuff in auctions, in 2 auctions. I gotta check those. I probably lost them, but they are not actually craft related, though. It'll be ending tomorrow. I am so close to being done with the project I'm knitting currently, which is just a commercial yarn blanket. I'm going to try and finish that tonight, too. Didn't work on anything this morning. Spent my time in my kitchen. I did yesterday too. I baked banana bread yesterday. Oh, that was good for breakfast this morning. And I put a roast in the crock pot, but I don't look at cookbooks very often, but I have quite a few. And I have the most common one for crock pots. Oh, I forget the name of it. I decided just to look up their pot roast recipe. And do you know the one thing they did? They make a bouillon, which I've always done for to cook in. But they put Worcestershire sauce in that bouillon. That was the one thing I have never done before, and that sounds like it might be pretty tasty. I love cookbooks. I'm the kind of person that can sit and just read a cookbook. I splurged one year and bought myself the Julia Child. I don't use it. I just sit and read it. I loved that movie, Julia and Julia. I just loved that movie. But I have no desire to go through the entire cookbook and cook everything. Well, I can say I have that desire, but I'm not going to do it. Hi, Knitter. I'm not the kind of person who could eat eggs day after day after day, if you understand what I'm saying. I'd have to jump all around the cookbook if I even wanted to cook out of it. Knitter, how are you doing today? Welcome. I hope you've had a good weekend. I spent a bit of frustrating time yesterday trying to figure out. We are going on a cruise. Uh, we leave October 3rd and we go out of Vancouver. We have to fly into Vancouver, which is all arranged. But Canada is the only country that is requiring a COVID test 72 hours before you come into their country as of yesterday. And I don't mind, except that nobody offers it easily. It's not okay. So we're going on a cruise line. The cruise line doesn't offer it. They just know that you can go out of any port in the United States. You can go out of almost any port in the world, and the Canadian port is the one that requires the COVID. And so they know that, and they tell you that. And then you talk to what I'm going to have to do is start calling and find a place to have a COVID test that will actually give us certificates or certifications or something that says we are COVID negative. We board the cruise ship on a Monday, and we're going to have to do this on a Tuesday, on a Saturday, because Friday might be that's 3 days. It could be the 72 hours, but it's real close, and I'd rather be within the 2 days and make it for sure, right? So they're gonna have to be able to do it on Saturdays. I'm not sure where that's gonna be and how I'm gonna do that. That's what I found out yesterday. Now I got to start phoning and looking. It's frustrating. It's very frustrating. This is even if you're vaccinated. This has nothing to do. I mean, hubby and I are both vaccinated and intend to go get our booster probably in about a week. So, this is even though you're vaccinated and have booster shots. We've already had one booster shot. We're going to go get a second one. I should take the flu shot too, but I don't know. I guess I will try work it in before I go. They say you can take them same time. Maybe I'll just suck it up and take them both same time. Let my body figure it out. I will say we probably won't ever be going out of any other port except Miami from now on. I suspect anyway. It, we might go out of New York if we're going over if we would ever go overseas. I keep looking at cruises that go in the Mediterranean around Italy and some of the Mediterranean countries. And I don't know. Hubby is just not thrilled about the thought of leaving the United States. So probably won't happen. I wonder if the county health department would do it. I might call them first. They might be in the know. That's why I think about this stuff when I'm spinning. Sometimes I work these problems out, or at least the next step. Oh, here's a big clump or a short nub, nib, nub, something. Just a clump of fiber that isn't of this roving. Actually, there's a little more, but it spun in. It's a brown color, light brown color. Okay. A little bit of movement. Move me. That was Moomy. Move me. A little bit of hydration. It is the one thing about treadling. I can sit and spin a lot longer on a electric than I can on a treadle without moving. This is when I should live up to my stream name and tell a tale, right? I am fresh out of tales right now, it seems like. One of the things I learned yesterday as I was trying to locate information about skeins of yarn that did not have a tag on it. And I'm very good about putting tags on my yarn, but what happened was I submitted 6 skeins of yarn to the state fair. I cut those tags off, never even thought about I might want that information later, and put them in the trash, put those tags in the trash. So now that the fair is over and I have the skeins at home, I want to relabel them, and I had to pull my notebooks out. It was really only this year's and last year's, trying to figure out if I could find the information. One of the things I found out doing that was my daily scribbles, where I say, I did this, I did this, I did this, are tedious to go through and not much help. And what I'm going to start adding from now on in the notebook is the actual, this is the skein of yarn I spun, this is the yards and how it was plied. Fiber and how it was plied. Just in a list in the notebook. It'll be so much easier. I don't know. I guess I really haven't had to go back and look that information up before. I have about 10 years of notebooks, but a lot of that yarn's gone. I mean, it's not like I need to use it as a reference anymore. So, but yeah, I was like, I can't find this yarn. Where is it? I did, I did. I found them all. And then I had 3 fiber exchanges at the end of last year. I think they were sent out just about a year ago, September, October. And those each had 8 1 ounce fibers. And I did various and different things with those yarns. And I mean, with those fibers into yarns, I have one of them, I have 5 ounces. Right, I have to find where all those ended up. I'm pretty sure I know where they are. I have been putting anything less than 60 yards into a great big Ziploc bag. Right, that's such a small amount of fiber that I went ahead and put those small skeins together, and I think that's where it is. But what I really want to do is go ahead and put the skeins that I did with those fiber exchanges together. So that'll be a project that I do tomorrow when I work upstairs. I did make myself a note to that effect, right? To look for them. But I didn't write that information down. If I had just written down separately, I wrote it in the daily notes. But the daily notes are jumbled. I mean, they're in order, and they're not real consistent. I don't write every day. So sometimes I forget stuff. So I need a better system. And I figured that out yesterday. Those yearly notebooks have a page for each month that I put down things that we're doing during that month, traveling we're doing, appointments we have, that sort of thing. So it's kind of a calendar. And then I always have special pages set aside for Turtle Fleece, and I was doing the fall one, which, what was that called? It's called something else now. Anyway, so those were kind of easy to go through and are really just a direct listing of yarns that I made. I'm just going to add a section where I put the date down that I skein it off, right? After I've spun it, I skein it off like I just did this gray. Write that information down in the notebook, and it'll be a good record. And over the last 3 years, I've been doing lots and lots and lots of breed studies. And I made a notebook where I put a little sample of the fiber and a little twist of the yarn, and that's all in the notebook. But I had whole bunches of skeins with the leftover fiber, and they vary. Some are very small, as far as they're like 30 yards, 22 to 30 yards. Some of them are, it just depended on what I bought and what I made. And what I want to do is get those all together. They are natural colored, and I want to like make a Afghan out of them or something like that. So I want to gather those together. None of that they've all just been put together, mostly stored by years. until I sorted it out upstairs a couple weeks ago, and now I'm ready to go through that again and find those specific groupings. Getting to the end here. I'm going to weigh this bobbin when I take it off. See if I really am going to, if this is 8 ounces. I'm not real sure. I'm not real sure if these bobbins will hold 8 ounces. Depends on how thick I spin it, but this is my average spinning. I mean, this is the way I, what's the word I'm trying to think of? This is the way I normally spin almost everything. This is inside of the ball is compacted more than the outside was, I think. Anyway, I'm going ahead and pre-drafting just a little bit, because I noticed it doesn't want to draft as easily as the outside part was. I have two singles of a dark brown that I spun before my Aura broke, and I was never able to ply it. It's just, I divided the fiber in half. It's called Comeback Merino, and it's an unusual name, but it's a breed that was developed specifically for the United States, a merino that was bred specifically for the United States and the conditions in the United States, as opposed to New Zealand, where a lot of your merino comes from. So I got some of that. It's a beautiful brown. I love the color. I'm pretty sure, I have not 100% that it wasn't dyed, but I'm pretty sure it's natural colored. I have that to ply on here, on the Aura. Before I get to my wonderful stack of fiber over there. I have a purple merino, just standard merino, 100% merino, and a merino silk that each are 8 ounces that I'm going to put together. I've had some of this fiber for a long time. I am really cleaning out the coffers here. I still have of and purchased, that's the word I'm looking for, fiber, dyed fiber that I've purchased, not natural colored. Well, there's some natural color, but fiber I've purchased, as opposed to where I've bought the fleece and home processed. Okay. Fleece and home processing and the baths maybe that I've made or whatever I've done is all upstairs. But downstairs I have the braids, and they're in 3, you know what, computer paper ream boxes, right? They're in 3 boxes like that. So it's not a lot, but it gets added to if I go to a fiber fair. I'll buy a couple if I go to a fiber fair, but for the most part, I'm working on getting that down, stashed down. That was one thing I started doing with the Knitmore girls. They have a podcast They were doing a stash down all through the summer. It ended uh, end of August, August 31st. But I did not get a whole lot, and I found that I don't mind doing all the spinning and everything. I hate the. I'm not really good. I shouldn't say I hate, but I'm not really good at keeping up with posting on those kind of things. When I used to be really good. I used to post uh, things in Ravelry. I used to post on my Yarn Spinners blog. I really don't. I really don't anymore. Oh, I need to move this. I don't want this to get unbalanced. when I moved this in here for this month, I put my Roberta in the living room. I have yet to spin on it. Right now I've got 2 bobbins that singles that need plied, but I also have a bag of fiber that is less than 4 ounces or less. I like to spin on there. It'll get better as we do have less and less to do outside. Of course, I'll have the holiday stuff to do, but it'll get better. The never-ending roving is going to end here shortly. Excuse me. I need some music that's a little more upbeat, I think. Part of this is the muscle relaxer I took for my knee. Took a couple hours ago. It makes me a little sleepy. I don't take it if I'm going to be leaving the house, but this rainy weather, I think, was partially responsible for my muscles stiffening up. I hadn't done that for like three weeks, more than 3 weeks. I can never figure out what brings it on. Never been able to figure it out. Okay. One more. I seem to remember this is 4 ounces when I weighed them out. So we'll find out. So that means, yeah, it might hold 8 ounces. It's going to be interesting when I try to do those big 8-ounce balls. Fiber. Okay. Get down there. I'm going to move my table over here. I know it's going to be out of camera. I'll weigh this. Let's see, I think my bobbin was 7 and... let's see, I got it here somewhere. Seven and a half ounces. $12.3. Yeah, that's close to 4 ounces. $4.8. All right, well, I may end up dividing the great big 8 ounces into 2 runs, 4 ounces each. All right, little hand stretching here. And shoulder moving and all that good stuff. Ooh-wee. That wants to fly, and it was caught on my finger. I know why. That's a lighter weight bobbin. That's why. Yeah, that's really pulling in, and I think it's over twisted. I have to. I just realized I was saying I wasn't sure what I'd do with this, but I have to write down your um, project idea. I thought of this last time I was spinning it. Never wrote it down. For gray, purse or tote, then needle felt flowers on it. I have such a terrible memory. Man, this is being fuzzier than the other was. Feels like. Looking really fuzzy. What I don't know is if I have another skein of this already spun. I don't think so. I didn't weigh how much that... I'll have to weigh how much that skein weighs. It's only an 8-ounce ball, so... This has got to be it. That should be enough for a tote, though. If I can figure out what size to make it. What are you doing here? Hate it when you jump up like that. I don't have a woolly winder. Why are you acting like one? Except you're not coming back. Going down and sealing it off. Hi. Well, hello, Snyder Spindles. Long time no see. Welcome. Was this recently? You got a little sidetracked. You went to look something, and you don't remember what it was now, and wound up looking for stools and chairs that I think would be good to spin on. Do you mean drop spindle or support spindle? I agree. I think it's hard to find. Well, okay. I think it's hard to find a chair to drop spindle on. And support spindles are not my thing, so I don't try them very often. I'll try them every now and then and give up again. I was looking at support spindles, though, the other day, and I think I am wanting to try a teacup one. I think my whole problem is that using the style of support spindle that I have. And I think the teacup, it's kind of like having training wheels, it looks like, but I'm not real sure. I've never tried one. I would like to, I need to call and talk to my spinning friend and see if she has one. I think she does, but that would be the best way to try it out first. They're support spindles, aren't they? I think they are. Let me go. Now I gotta go look this up. Just a tiny bit sidetracked, yeah. Drop spindle, and what you've decided is you're going to have to take the spindle in the store and try out stools or something. Oh. Okay. Yeah, it's the height that is more important than anything, right? Let me look up teacup spindles and see. Well, there they are. You know what? I can't tell if they're supposed to be support or not. Oh, they call it a hybrid support spindle. And there's one from the Woolery. All right, let me go to the Woolery and because that would be. I'm squinting. I should not be squinting. I don't know what's up with that. Hand spindles. Oh, that's interesting. Oh yeah, you use a director's chair. You feel a bit like Lily Tomlin. um, I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna make a link for this. They call it a medieval spindle. This is the Woolery. Sorry, Snyder. I'm going to my local, quote unquote, local shop here. Why are you on Zoom? Don't do that. Um, what did they call it here? They called it a. Did I say medieval? I lost it. Well, that's kind of annoying. British Isles medieval. British Isles medieval. Okay. I wonder if I'm going to spell medieval right. It doesn't look right. It's M. Oh, there's an I in there. IEVAL. Boy, I can't spell for nothing. All right, there we go. Finally. Sorry, that took forever. Yes, okay. I thought they did, but I wasn't real sure. That's good. I'm glad to hear that. I don't know what store hours they have, but um, they are 2 hours from me, so that's why I said quote unquote local. I still do a lot of um, mail order, internet ordering, but when I have to go get, and I have to go get pretty soon, um, wool wash, the stuff I wash fleeces in, um, it is so heavy. I don't like to mail it, so I run there for that. That would work. Oh, a director's chair. You brother had a director's chair? I was gonna say that would work if you could find one taller than the couch, but I couldn't figure out what you were talking about. And then I realized you were talking about a director's chair. I know we have those fold up chairs that go in a bag that we take to concerts and um, wine tastings, and when we're doing that, so we each have a chair. They're canvas and they fold up, and I have drop spindled from that, but they're very deep. It's not even just the height, but if I sit on a regular chair, I'm constantly leaning forward in order to drop spindle, and I think that's part of what bothers me. All right, I'm still back to looking for the teacup one because that I got sidetracked on that. Let me look here again. There's your Snyder, the Turkish. All right. So what I bought from them is the Russian, what they call the Russian. And there's a bead. Did they have a Turkish spindle that has different whorl sizes? It's interchangeable. I had not seen that before either. There is a stone. Ooh, your ones with the dark wood are beautiful. There's a green sleeve drop spindle. I think I have one of them. I think I have one of theirs. Oh, that is so cute. They have a little Marushka doll drop spindle. I mean, support spindle. Nope, they don't have. Well, load more results. Ooh, they have a lot of pretty painted ones. There's a teak. Well, maybe. Boy, that one's high. Costly. Okay. Use the low whirl chak chak. It is Peruvian. Chak chak as a drop spindle by making a half hitch to secure your yarn, or as a support spindle. Be soothed and mesmerized by the gentle clicking and whirring of a captive ring on the whirl. Spin anything from primitive fiber to most luxurious. Oh my gosh, this is going on my want list. Oh wow. Okay. Wow, wow, wow. Please weave a message. They have a chat thing, but it says please weave a message. Okay. Well, that sort of is a teacup, but that's cool. Let's see here. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sucked into it now. That's cool. I'm not sure how well they spin. They have an Ashford drop spindle collection. There's 5 of them of varying lengths of shafts. They have tacklies. There's a teacup. Okay. There's it's not very pretty, but let me see what this says here. Okay, they seem to be huh. Well, okay, they have all sorts of woods they want you to choose. Designed to have ideal combination of spin time and speed. Named for the world's appearance of a teacup nested in its saucer, the teacup is lightweight, hybrid support spindle designed for those who find most Tibetan-style spindles too heavy or difficult to flick, which is what I really have trouble with. I mean, they barely spin a microsecond when I flick it. The only thing is, okay, I suppose you have to spin it like on a book or like a tray or something, because I don't think it would work. It might work in my little ceramic saucer I have. I don't know. Boy, it's gotten 5.0 reviews. People like it. I can't tell if it's available or not. Yeah, everything's out of stock right now. Okay. It's not in stock. I'll put my email in, and they said they'll notify me if it gets back in stock. Okay. Oops. There we go. And then there's a cup spindle. Oh no, that has a hook. Never mind. My goodness, they have a lot of drop spindles. I did not realize they carried so many. I suppose, there we go. I'm at the end of it now. I suppose they're good to stock, and a lot of people like to buy uh, drop spindles because they don't want to spend the money on a full out spinning wheel, which certainly is a very good way to get into spinning. Also, they're very portable. The thing I can't convince myself to buy it is, if I don't like spinning on a drop spindle, why do I want to buy a support spindle? Well, because just like Kay was trying to find a place that's comfortable to sit and spin on a drop spindle. She's having trouble. And I would be able to, I think, spin on a support spindle on my lap. Sometimes that's like still too close, too tall. You need like a lower stool. But I would be able to spin on a support spindle and stream, I think. And I can't with a drop spindle that I've ever figured out how to get the camera to see it. What I really need to do, and unfortunately, if I do this, that means hubby goes with me and he knows I'm spending the money. Been there, done that. If I just order it, you know, it comes in the mail and he gets angry, but like, too bad it's done. Can't talk me out of it. No, what I really need to do is go there, find out when they're open, and ask them, contact them and ask them if they have a teacup spindle and they have that support spindle. I don't think they have, or they have the one that I really, really like, that Peruvian. I think it was Peruvian. Let's see, I haven't bought anything for a year and a half when I bought my Nano. Except a fleece. I bought a fleece at this last Fiber Fair. And yeah, some of the fiber, like that big blue ball that's sitting back. Oh, you can't see it very well, but sitting back there that I'm going to spin. I bought that this year. And of course, I'm spinning it because that is impossible to store. It's been sitting on my bed ever since I bought it. It's sitting on this. It's not my bed, it's my extra bed. It's been sitting on this bed ever since I bought it because I couldn't figure out a box to put it in. It was in a bag for quite a while, but I got it out. I'll just tell hubby we're going to go to his favorite brewery. Oh, by the way, it happens to be in the same place as the Woolery. Bribe him with beer. Okay, you have 100 top rolls to stain. Happy staining, and thank you for stopping by. I'm really nice to see you again. And thank you for your spindles. I do appreciate a spindle maker. I need to, oops, move this to begin with. I also want to, while I'm on this page, find the one that had the multiple Turkish. I need to see if they're selling them as a set, or oh, where is that? Or you're picking a size. I want to see what that really was, because there it is. All right. Four different spindles made from 6mm bamboo ply. They are weighted at 10 grams, 15 grams, 20, and 30. Oh man. Okay, so I need to get this sent to my daughter. She is going to really geek out on that. Okay. Put this down so I can type. Sometimes I wish she had the time to join the streams, but she doesn't. Alright. Which am I on here? Oh, I'm on the wrong one. Okay. Well, we're coming up on 2 hours here. I have to decide if I want to. Yeah, they're. My music ended and they're talking. They're doing ads. I have to decide if I want to rate anybody. Veggie's still streaming. She was spinning with Lex. It looks like he has left the building. All right. Because I don't want to stick around, I am not going to rate anybody today. I'm going to sit here and spend maybe another half hour and then probably go get a glass of wine, cook the corn for supper to go with the roast. Oh, I can turn my music back on. Oops. I'm going to go up just a little bit with the music. Might probably be louder than it usually is for the stream, but I'm not talking much, so I want to hear it. I sure did not get as much done on this as I thought I would. I will have to spin tomorrow night. The Woolery has a nice chat feature. They always answer as soon as I pop on there and say hello, which is really nice. Um, Tomorrow is Monday, though. I might wait till Tuesday. I don't really know what. I have to look and see what their hours are normally. This is a sad thing to say, but hubby and I have lost all the people in our lives that never knew what to buy us for Christmas and they would give us money. So, right, we no longer, in fact, we are becoming the ones that give money to like grandson and so anyway, I just am saying that I miss that because man, I would use that money for exactly like this, buying something I wouldn't necessarily buy any other time, like support spindle, a spindle. But that was my mom and his parents, they're all gone, unfortunately. If I would tell him that, it would make him so sad. He would like. And he and I have never set up a exchange kind of thing with gifting. Um, and after his stroke, he just gave up completely trying to even get me a gift. And it doesn't pay for him to say, "Yeah, you go ahead and get that," because if I turn around and say, "Well, what are you going to get?" He'll say, "I'm not going to get anything." He's not into buying stuff like I am because he doesn't really have hobbies or he can't read and so yeah. And I have been trying very, very hard to cut back as far as accumulation. Just every once in a while, man, I really want to try that Peruvian cup. I may not like it. That's why I want to try it. I had some of my homemade applesauce with my lunch today. I love applesauce, but I don't like eating it because it's. I put my applesauce through a Chinoy, which is, smushes everything out so it's smooth. It's somewhat thick, but you have to spoon it. And I just hate eating it that way. So I put it in a mug and I drank it. It worked perfect. It tasted so good. All right, I guess I need to move this. I think I like this music better than I like the first. You're playing Match the Socks. You keep finding a solo slipper sock that you made. Can't remember if there's actually a second sock floating around or if it's one I've never made the second sock. Match the sock. Yes, indeed. I have two socks that the first is done and the second is not. Sitting in my knitting bag by my chair. Haven't knit on them because I've been focused on the blanket. And I have I have an Afghan to make after that. So it's going to be a while. I can't remember if I think the Afghan's knit. Can't remember if it's knit or crochet. It's a kit. That's another kit I bought. All right. This bobbin's feeling good. Fillin', not feeling, fillin'. Words are hard sometimes. Come on off of there. Here we go. This has been so easy to spin, I will say. Their prep is beautiful on this. That'll be nice. Anniversary is on a Tuesday night. We're talking about going to a certain restaurant. I'll call and make reservations. My gosh, this is our 25th anniversary. It's just, I can't believe it. Huh. I won't get my hair appointment. I don't have my hair appointment till after that. I didn't even think about that. That was because I couldn't get appointment with the guy I like to go to till Saturday after that. That's all right. I'm getting my hair cut for the cruise. Last one here. And I'm going to call it a stream. Because I'm getting hungry. All I had was for lunch was a bagel and cream cheese and applesauce. I made something really good yesterday, though, just for me. Um, I, you probably you saw it on Discord where it had shrimp and pea pods and um, angel hair. I used butter and garlic to fry everything in. That's what made it so good. I mailed off that cashmere silk scarf to my sister-in-law on Friday as a just because present. No reason. I could have said for putting up with my brother for 2 years, but I didn't. That's what they've just been married 2 years. They just recently got married. All right, I'm definitely tired of treadling. Time to quit. As easy as this treadling is, I'll tell you, it's so easy and relaxing. I'm thrilled to death. To have it back. All right. So let's see. I probably spent 3 ounces, which is more than it's faster than my average is usually an ounce an hour. But then this is spinning really fast, and I'm spinning woolen, so it went a little quicker. Well, thank you all for sticking around. Okay, have a great rest of your weekend. I'll see you Tuesday. And everybody else that has come and gone, I sure appreciate it. So I will be back Tuesday morning, probably 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, unless, of course, we don't have internet or something like that. In the meantime, happy spinning, everybody. Take care. Bye.